Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of Under the Influence Podcast.
This here episode is 185.
185.
185.
We apologize for the delay.
Yes, we do.
I was extremely under the weather and had lost my voice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's why I hit you like, bro, I just got sick again and I done lost my voice. My shit was...
You could have been up here talking like the mayor.
Yeah, my shit was like... my shit was bad. So there was... Because I could have thugged it through the pod sick, but nigga, I couldn't.
Hey, but she naturally talking like that.
Yeah, I know, and that's terrible.
Missing words and shit. I'd be like, damn.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Sipping water.
Yeah.
I don't think that helped.
No.
She needs that thick water. That,
Semen?
No.
No.
No, you know they... you know they got the medical water for
the
people.
water like coat your throat.
Well, it's for people that can't drink regular water.
Oh.
They throw it back up. So they make a concoction where it makes
it stay down.
Like a jelly type water.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
She needs that.
What's his name? Chug. What's his real name? But he chugs like all like big ass boots of juice and pop.
Yeah. Nigga just knocked his shit real quick.
He did one with thick water.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's his whole face too.
Yeah.
But he nailed it. I don't know how.
It's semen. First and foremost, tonight happens to be our dear brother Chuck's birthday.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so happy heavenly birthday, Chuck.
Yeah, happy heavenly birthday, Chuck.
This pod's for you, buddy. Yeah, so that's why I had to rock my Chuck chain tonight.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Happy birthday, nigga.
Happy birthday.
I don't think I got no RIPs. It's outside of Chuck. Rest in peace, Chuck, and happy birthday, Chuck.
I don't have any RIPs at all. Oh, is it true about George Foreman?
Yeah, nigga, my bad.
Yeah.
RIP, rest in peace, George Foreman.
George Foreman. He was 75.
75, 76, one of them.
And I caught that from the Breakfast Club because I was being messy because they've been talking about Jess Hilarious all week.
Yeah, her and old girl falling out.
Yeah, so.
Which I feel Jess. I feel it though.
I mean, I ain't been there through the process, so I was just picking up the pieces and looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody's talking about it. Like,
yeah. The reason that I feel just on being mad because of how they handling shit, because she found that girl to replace her while she wouldn't have had her baby.
Understood.
And
now they keep her in the forefront where she was like a backstage producer.
She's supposed to be a producer.
Yeah.
But instead of them like sitting down and being like, this is what we doing, she just came to work and the girl didn't leave.
Right.
So she on air in live time, like, what the fuck's going on?
Understandable.
And that's somebody's job to go, hey, we glad you're back, but we want to try and see how this pans out with the four of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just having the motherfuckers sit down. That'd be like if you showed up next week to pod and I just had a nigga here.
Yeah, right. And it seemed like, but it also seemed like it's an on-site training for the job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or competition for the job. So I think she was cool for calling it out, but, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I see her leaving there soon.
Jess or the other?
Jess.
Okay.
Jess. Because to be quite honest, like, I enjoy Jess, but as far as that radio shit, old girl is better suited for it. Old girl's killing it.
She's from like what, TMZ?
She's got back. She had a background with TMZ.
Okay.
She's got accolades. Like Jess is a comedian, Instagrammer who landed a radio job. Like, that girl has experience doing that, so she's killing it.
Right.
And kudos to her, but I hope they work it out. Like a motherfucker said, Jess was successful before the Breakfast Club. She'll be that way afterwards.
That's what's up.
And that's something to put on your, like she said, on some bucket list type shit. Like that's something she grew up loving, and
Yeah.
to be able to come all the way from the projects to being on there.
Man,
Good job.
She did it.
Good job. Good job. Good job. But what else did I have? No RIP. Well, George Foreman, still unclear how he passed. I'm assuming just old age, being a big old nigga that beat up people your whole life. I'm sure you got some.
Hey, I mean, 75 was a good record.
Yeah. Nah, he lived a full one.
Yeah.
Made a whole lot of monies.
Had fun doing it.
And had fun doing it. And lived like 5 different lives. Nigga was a boxer. Then remember he became a preacher.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that.
Then he came back to boxing, became the oldest heavyweight to ever win a title because he beat that white boy and took that title back. He was 46 years old.
Oh, shit.
He's still the oldest heavyweight to ever win a title.
Didn't know that.
Yep, because he had left boxing kind of somewhat in his prime and went and became a preacher. Like he got called by the Lord. And then one day he was like, I want to box again, old as hell. And everybody was saying he couldn't do it, and he won some fights and ended up winning the title. Then he retired again.
I just remember him from commercials and shit, too. I mean, other than boxing.
Yep.
Like, what was it? Was it Doritos?
Doritos, a bunch of other shit. Then he
did
struck
the
gold with that
Foreman grill.
fucking George Foreman grill.
Yeah. And that's, pretty much all I remember from
Struck
it.
gold with that motherfucker, boy.
Yes, he did. That was a good grill.
Struck gold with it. I had about 3 different ones in my lifetime. I had one, the double-sided joint, where you could set different times on each side. Man, that motherfucker got me through some bachelor pad action. Nigga, nigga don't know how to cook. Nigga, I was throwing anything on that
It was
grill.
good for bacon. I loved it for bacon.
I remember back in I had that one, a real big one though. Back in, I want to say 05, 06 range when I got real heavy into the gym, and I was on my journey because I was a personal trainer for a while when I had lost all that weight and got in really good shape.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's what I made all the motherfucking grilled chicken breasts that got me through my diet on. Grilled chicken breasts and turkey burgers.
Turkey burgers.
Nigga, I made a mean ass turkey burger, nigga.
I ain't had one of them in a minute.
Yeah, now got me sitting there thinking about it. Got me sitting there
That
thinking
do sound
about it.
good.
Let me tell you about how I accidentally did an hour on the treadmill today at the gym.
You did an hour?
Yeah,
What was you doing?
my love for pretty women.
I knew it. I knew it was some type of distraction. They was all walking around you.
No. So I get up there, I'm on the treadmill and starting. My intentions was to go up there and do 15-minute warm-up before I went and hit the weights. 15-minute warm-up. I got up there, I started walking. I started getting on the treadmill, started doing my thing. This young lady, she's a cop, but she's cold. She came and got on the one next to me and started talking to me about the gym stuff and just normal conversation. It was innocent, but she's real cool. Talking to her. About 20 minutes passed. I'm like, all right, cool. She hops off, and I told myself in my mind it was 24 minutes. I'm like, well, I'll just do 30, and then I'll do. Right after she got off that motherfucker, up comes a bad motherfucker, gets on that bitch next to me, takes her headphones off, and starts talking to me about the world. She's showing me shit in her phone and telling me her life story, and she's clearly paid attention to what we do in the gym because she was talking about certain lifts I've done, and so I don't know if she's seen me on social media or if she's seen us in the gym. Nigga, she was talking to me about giving my advice on deadlifting, and I looked up, nigga, she did 30 minutes and got off, and I realized she did 30 minutes. I looked at my shit, I was at 52, 53 minutes. I said, well, just let me finish up this hour.
Ain't nothing wrong.
I got off that motherfucker and went home. Nigga, I did not go down there and touch no weights. I went back this evening and hit the weights. Nigga, I said, nigga, after an hour on the treadmill, I am done.
Well, I had a confrontation that turned into a conversation.
Okay.
So I come out and I'm sitting on the porch, and I hear somebody talking down the street, as normal as people, neighbors.
Yeah.
But then, so I'm sitting there and I see this head come past my porch rails. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm thinking maybe somebody delivering something, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, he didn't want to pull all the way up or whatever. No, it's just some random dude walking
Walking
through
through
my
your
yard.
yard. I don't play that shit.
And so I got up and I was like, hey, bro. And he was like, hey, man, because I was out there smoking. He was like, hey, man, I've been looking for you, this, that, that. I'm like, nah, bro. The question is, though, why you walking through my yard like that? He proceeds to tell me, well, your yard don't look all that great.
I don't give a fuck.
And that's what I said. And I said, but there's a whole sidewalk there and you a grown-ass man, so you telling me you ain't got no respect for yourself to not walking through somebody's yard? Whether it look good or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna do?
Yeah.
And I stood up and he was like,
This is the question.
yeah.
This is the $1 million question.
And then he's like, you know what, bro? My bad. And you are right. And I was like, what?
Caught you off guard.
Yes, it did. So
Say-
much.
Accountability. I'll be goddamn.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said. I
So
said,
what? You
gotta-
take all the wind out your sail,
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
said, bro, you got accountability? He's like, yeah, man, I ain't no tough guy, man. He said, you know what? I've been drinking. He had his little wine in a thermos. And he was like, I've been drinking. And you right. He said, I even disrespected you just a second ago before that. I'm sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I just had a hard time, this, that, the other, and I was just trying to get back through there, man. I wasn't thinking about it. He said, but you right. This your yard. And you got a right to say something. I said, yeah, bro. You need a cigarette or something? He was like, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
And he came up there. He talked to me for about a good 30 minutes. And then he went on his way. You know what I'm saying? Now, will he be coming back? No. Because my guy's a crackhead.
Yeah.
I mean, he straight up told me he's into powder and he smoked crack. And that's what he grew up around.
Okay.
So I said, well, bro, I don't fuck with that. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll take that motherfucking dose of accountability in a heartbeat.
But yeah, it was the accountability factor. I even had to tell him, I said, bro, a lot of people don't have that. And he was like, well, what would have happened? I said, he said, you going to shoot me? I said, why I need to shoot you for? I got hands and feet.
Yeah.
I said, you right in my yard. You prime suspect right now.
Yeah. You in the perfect spot for this ass whooping. You in the perfect spot to catch
And
these fisticuffs.
I got a lot to get off. You know what I'm saying?
Attack you with these closed fist distraction blows.
Exactly. We all going through something. So
Yeah.
I just found it. I looked at him like lunch meat. Like, yeah, it's about time to get all this anger off on somebody. This is what God sent me today. Okay.
Shit, I don't like talking about it because, I ain't supposed to be partaking. But you know what I tried to do to that nigga that was getting in my backyard trying to fuck with the window.
Yeah.
Boy, like you said, nigga, it was right after we finished recording. I ate and I laid down. And I was in the bed and I wasn't sleep enough not to see my phone blink.
Right.
And a lot of times I don't look at the camera when it goes off sometimes at night because it be fucking cats and shit
raccoons,
walking through the
possums.
backyard be setting up the camera.
Yeah.
But the camera went off twice. I opened that motherfucker up and saw that nigga.
Nosferatu.
I said, oh, I got a freebie. I got a freebie. I ran
Iffy. Blicky got the stiffy.
Yeah. I ran out that motherfucker and tried to turn that boy into a motherfucking sponge. trying to turn it.
Nah, for real though, man. It's like, if you ain't gonna protect your shit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or demand some type of respect, you know what I mean? What are you?
Listen, man.
Because I'm thinking, I'm thinking like, what if some kids, or you know what I'm saying, I have some
Yeah.
family on my property, on my porch or whatever.
Yep.
Some people visiting or whatever, and here you come trolloping through like this, A-OK, and it's not.
In my older age now, my theory is there's a lot of things out there in that world I'll let slide.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I won't let slide also, but there's a lot of things that I will let slide just because I don't need the problems that come with me not letting certain shit slide.
But of course.
But here at my home, I will let nothing slide.
I'm at home.
This motherfucker will be protected at all costs.
Yes, sir. And I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah. I ain't letting shit slide over here.
Yeah, I gotta live here.
Yeah. I gotta live here today, tomorrow, and the day after that, nigga. So
Exactly.
you could never in your life have a notion in your brain that you gonna think to yourself that you can come over here and disrespect this here domicile at any point in your day, nigga, without some repercussions.
I remember the first time I heard that was from my cousin. And it's because some niggas was mad. I was talking to some girl over there in the neighborhood. And they came down there and, talking about, talking shit, little kid era, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, well, shit, I go out there and fight them, I ain't scared. Nah, I gotta live here.
Yeah.
You get to go home.
You get to go home, nigga. I gotta.
That's understandable.
Yep.
I didn't argue. I didn't say. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll stay up here then. You know what I'm saying?
I got a dose of my bullshit. I kept some bullshit going on when I was young, but luckily for me, my reputation let niggas completely understand that they could not come over here and do no shit at my mama house. You feel me? Like, you nigga, you come over here, boy, you got to deal with some shit out here in this real world.
Yeah.
But my mama used to be so worried about the shit that I was into leaking over
here.
And I used to be like, fuck, she's so stressed out about just as a young man. But then when I started having kids and my kids was getting into shit and you in your house minding your business and you some shit going on outside your house that you don't have no understanding of, nigga, that shit's so stressful.
Yeah.
That's just I said, nigga, I didn't want to call my mom and apologize to her.
Because now you understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the truth, though, man. If you ain't going to protect your own shit.
Yeah.
What are you? I'm not about to let nobody walk all over me. I don't care if you don't like me no more. You just ain't going to like me. But you going to be like, hey, that motherfucker talk shit when I walk through his yard. You damn right.
Hey. You know my theory. That video, nigga, they know so much around this motherfucker. That video I posted that motherfucker a couple years ago, nigga, that's still some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's from my doorbell. And I posted it on the socials. But it was a Amazon driver or a UPS driver, one of them, he delivered a package. And he parked the truck in front of the house. He walked up through my yard, put it on the porch, and walked back through the yard to his truck. And all you hear is some random ass kids in the neighborhood yell, "Oh, you ain't supposed to be on his grass."
But those are the people that I can forgive.
Yeah.
And I brought it up because what reminded me of it was this morning. I'm going out and I'm about to partake in a good smoke session.
Yeah.
And as soon as I walk out the door, I see somebody walking through my yard. And I'm like, I'm looking to see what they're doing. First of all, it was.
How do I handle this?
Yeah, it was a selling company. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I get you. You're not gonna be all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna be an everyday thing with you, or all the time you want to go to the store. But he came up and he was selling some vacuum sanitizer bullshit or something like that. He said he cost $2,600 on the market, but they selling it for $16. I said, no.
Yeah, nigga, get away from me.
And I said, I don't know where y'all gonna sell that anywhere around here because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Shit.
Nigga, get away from me.
Talking about you can make payments on it and everything. I said, well, you can. No, I'm not even interested. And then you talking about you got to come to my house to show me a demonstration. Nah, I'm good. I don't need no demonstration.
That remind me when Dan was selling them fucking Kirby's.
What are Kirby's?
Them
the
vacuum
vacuums. He was the Walla Walla Washington man.
Yeah.
What happened?
He was the Kirby nigga. He was running around doing demonstrations and shit. And he ended up over here. He ended up in my mama's house, and he talked my mama into letting him do the demonstration.
Yeah.
And he came here and did this whole little thing. She was like, "I ain't about to buy it." He was like, "I know, but I need to get good at it."
Yeah.
So So when he had first started selling them, he had like reached out to family and friends so that he could get good at the selling pitch.
Yeah, doing the spiel.
Without worrying about embarrassing himself in front of a fucking stranger.
And then he has it all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
then he know the insides and outsides of the equipment and all that and how to use it. Instead of sitting there trying to in front of somebody, oh well.
Yeah. he got done. Mom was like, well, I mean, I'd buy it if I was in the market. He was like, all right, cool. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, that's how it's good, man. Confirmation, man. Mm-hmm. Practice. It makes perfect. But I didn't know he did that.
Yeah. He sold Kirby's for a little bit.
That's crazy.
That's funny shit.
When you said they just brought me back to Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? The Walla Walla Washington.
Yep. Yep.
That's all he had was the vacuum cleaners.
Oh, man. Well, let's get into some stories.
What you got?
I got one.
Go ahead.
Indiana teacher accused of asking, you got that?
No.
Accused of asking 3 underage students to gangbang her while wearing a screen mask.
Yeah. Where was this at?
I don't know. Let's find out. Indiana teacher accused of raping her students, including an instance where she forced 3 underage boys to have sex with her while wearing a screen mask.
How do you force?
31-year-old Brittany Fortenberry is accused of raping at least 10 boys.
That's a good Fortenberry.
Fortenberry blames her weight loss for allegedly preying on the children. According to one 13-year-old boy, Fortenberry would always make him food and would buy him anything he wanted, including vapes, weed, and THC carts. It sounds like you niggas fucked up a good thing. So I said, sound like you niggas fucked up a good thing. The teacher would allegedly drug him and his friends with mushrooms before telling them to touch her. Brittany would peer pressure them. If they didn't want to take the shrooms, Brittany would grab their arm and say, just let it happen. And now for data reads. On one occasion, Fortenberry allegedly had the boys spend the night at her house and forced them to wear a screen mask. Brittany had one condition for them. They had to gangbang her. And that was that they had to wear the screen mask to fuck her.
This sounds like a very good porno.
That's what I'm saying. Fortenberry's husband was allegedly aware of what was going on, but stayed quiet because she told him she would slander him in front of his family if he said anything.
Has a husband.
Nick, you heard what I said.
He bought his bitch to the motherfucking Waffle Hut. This bitch has a husband?
Yeah.
He's the cuck of cucks.
That's her.
Oh, I ain't worried about her.
Yeah.
I thought she was single.
So did I, until I read the husband.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. She has a husband.
Yeah. That was the end of it.
And he was all right with it.
He was being blackmailed.
Do you watch Pop the Balloon? Did you see the one in Chicago?
No.
Oh, well, you need to see the one in Chicago.
She said she would slander him in front of his family. He's probably into some really freaky shit.
He is.
And I don't mean like watching.
He done did some shit
that can't be let out.
Like he probably in the scat and everything else.
He probably likes to get pegged.
Probably. That's why she would tell his family.
Yeah. He probably likes to get pegged.
He shouldn't be ashamed of things that pleasure him.
Yep.
He should just be like, hey, look, bitch, you fucked kids. And he probably does that too. Yeah. That's why he was turning an eye to it. She probably been getting him little girls.
Listen, man.
How long ago was this?
This is just now.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna come out.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
That's nasty. But how? What was she? These high school, middle school, what?
They said 13, so that's middle school.
Middle school, almost high school, yeah.
That's middle school.
But damn,
listen,
what is up with that? Like,
listen, and I've told my story on here a couple of times that I came to understand as a young man. I was essayed by older women, but when I was in 7th grade, so that would have been about that age range right there, 12, 13 years old, I was nailing a 31-year-old and her 34-year-old best friend.
Yeah, but they didn't give you mushrooms.
He gave me liquor.
Oh, okay. At least they gave you something.
And they cooked for me a lot.
Oh, yeah. Did they force you, though? Did they grab you by the arm and say, just let it happen? Just let it happen.
34-year-old pulled up on me,
and
though.
she wasn't ugly.
No.
That's the thing about it. Like, what the hell?
The 34-year-old pulled up on me, damn near with some candy. Like, hey, you want to ride with me?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
They was getting mushrooms. They was getting the bag. One nigga was getting everything he wanted.
But in the one's defense, the first one that I started hitting, I was pressed. I pursued her. It wasn't like I was just innocent. She came and took advantage of me. I think one time she said some shit like, "If you wasn't so young," and I told her this dick works great. Like, and after a few months of me like continuously saying shit like that to her, because she was one of my homeboy's big sisters, she let that shit happen.
That's crazy.
She grabbed something else and let some shit happen. Terribleness.
I got the Dash, man. I've been listening to a lot of Tekashi 6ix9ine here lately, so you gotta forgive me. But
Why?
Why? Because he's hard.
He was hard.
He's hard.
He was hard. Gummo was one of the hardest songs.
That's the
ever.
song I'm talking about.
But that's yeah.
I've been listening to that motherfucker over and
When
over.
he first came out, I was like, man, I fuck with dude.
You know, not all the songs, but that one is a couple other ones I've been listening to here.
No,
lately.
bro,
I was like, he messed up. He messed up big time. But I call this one the Dash, man, because
they messed up. My bad.
Oh, the whole group.
The real niggas that was around him.
Yeah.
Cause what do I always say? Protect the brand.
That's true.
They should not have had him partaking
any of that shit
in what they was doing in real life. He should have been the face and making the money while they did the gangster shit.
Yeah.
They should have been. If you hear anybody talk about, if you hear any of them older niggas talk about Lil Wayne, they said that when he was young like that and he was getting in, Baby and all them niggas literally just kept that nigga in the studio. And when he started getting older and he wanted more things, they would bring it to the studio. Don't you get your ass out here fucking around. You want some broads? We'll be back. You feel like drinking tonight? We'll be back. You feel like smoking? We'll be back. You hungry? We'll be back. Nigga,
that's a good way to do it, though.
That's
how you're supposed to do it.
Nigga, I'm looking at you, and you are the meal ticket. You gonna make a lot of money. Them niggas put that boy in that situation, and they knew he wasn't real. And then,
because he was a church boy,
and then was fucking him over too.
Yeah, I know.
So any amount of loyalty that he might have had, y'all threw that shit out the window. Yeah, I wouldn't have told, but I wouldn't have been in that situation.
That's why he turned snitch.
But I understood why it happened.
Yeah.
He was fucking his girl and doing all this other shit and stealing his money and nigga, yeah, fuck y'all, nigga.
But it says a man was arrested after jumping through a drive-through window, stealing cash at a Taco Bell on Indy South Side.
Oh.
Yeah, it says the Indy man is facing a felony count of attempted robbery and other charges after police say he jumped through the drive-through window and stole cash at a Taco Bell on the South Side. According to the documents, police they say around 4:38 a.m. on February 28th on Madison Avenue. They went to the Taco Bell in response to the robbery taking place. As a part of their investigations, the officer took statements from 3 female employees. They told officers on the scene they were in the process of closing the store down and had kept the drive-through window open to air out the room since they were using cleaning supplies, which makes sense.
And the motherfucker jumped in that bitch.
The employee said the man, who police later identified as Daryl Williams, had allegedly jumped through the drive-through window and entered the store. He then demanded money from the employees. He said Williams allegedly grabbed one of the employees by the arm and made her take him to the back room where he continued to demand money from the safe. At this time, the 2 other employees said they ran out of the store and called the police from another business in the area. Williams reportedly let go of the employee when he realized the back room did not have a safe in it. The woman escaped and ran out of the store. How that happened? Okay. But the employee said Williams was wearing a gray sweatshirt, jeans, black ski mask, and white work gloves. The employees reported seeing Williams flee in the area in a red Chevy Malibu, and he was southbound on Madison Avenue. The employees returned to the Taco Bell and determined that cash was missing from the registers. They didn't count it to confirm how much was missing, which means they probably took it.
Yep.
And I don't blame them. It says the surveillance appeared to show Williams driving the red 2016 Chevy Malibu. Officers noted that the Malibu had damaged driver's side mirror and cracked windshield. He can be seen allegedly leaning into the open drive-through window where he attempted to access the register. At this time, he became hesitant and returned to his vehicle. Then he got back.
He said, "Fuck
then
that."
He got back out the vehicle and tried to unlock the register a second time. Damn.
He said, "Fuck that."
Where was they at when they was cleaning?
Probably in the back.
Officers noted the suspect was not wearing a mask during those first two attempts to unlock the register.
Then he came back with a mask on.
He came back for the gusto for the safe. He said he returned to his car a third time and put the vehicle in reverse before returning to the drive-through window and attempting to unlock the register again. Damn, how many times is he gonna do? He said he returned to his car again and briefly drove away from the business before returning a few minutes later. This nigga did not dash. He said he then climbed into then he climbed into the open drive-through window and allegedly grabbed the first employee he saw by the arm. And it says he can then be seen leading her through the store to the back area office. The surveillance video shows other two employees running away, exiting the store.
See, that's why I believe in the universe talking to you. Because the universe told that nigga like 4 times this was a bad idea. And he just kept pushing forward.
He was arrested and brought to the Marion County Jail where he faces attempted robbery, level 5 felony, kidnapping, level 6, and theft is a misdemeanor. He has a stay-away order also filed preventing Williams from visiting the Taco Bell on Madison Ave. It should be all Taco Bells.
Yeah.
As a condition for his pre-trial release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever they do let him out, he can't go over there.
So he has to go back. Oh, he's been. Where are we at? What's that today? Damn, it is. Damn, that was 10 days ago. I forgot we.
20. Yeah.
So he had court on the 18th of March. So
okay.
Yeah, then we. So that's probably an update, but who knows?
Man,
who knows? That was lengthy.
A lot's been going on in the hip hop world with law enforcement.
What are they talking about?
Since we ain't recorded, since we missed a week. You know who Big U is?
Yeah.
You see what's going on with him?
Man, you know, he was on No Jumper too?
No. He's been on there, yeah.
Yeah, that see?
Yeah.
And that right there, when I used to watch that show, I used to be like, why do they talk so openly? And then Adam encourages it.
Well, Big U wasn't one of the ones on there. Matter of fact.
Yeah, what is
Brick
Baby and
Brick Baby. Brick Baby got indicted too.
What's the other one? Uzi?
Loose Cannon.
Loose Cannon. Okay, that's who I was thinking. You was.
No.
Never mind. But they all affiliated with each other.
Yeah, Loose Cannon, he's in the indictment too. But you know, Big U is the
head.
He's been portraying himself as like a community activist and a reform Crip and blah blah blah. But nigga, they done yanked him up and a bunch of other
Rico
motherfuckers.
Charges.
Yeah, Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and a bunch of others have been arrested as part of the federal gang takedown operation Drawdown. The U.S. Attorney Office in Los Angeles has confirmed the arrest, which include multiple other alleged Rolling 60 neighborhood Crip members. Also included in that is
Crippy Mac, right?
Well, no. He been, he a 5'5" Crip. He
oh.
60. But he's
been on there too.
Yeah. He's in jail now for pistol case.
Okay.
But the reason I care about it is because the streets been talking about it for a while. Big U is allegedly, we have to say allegedly, he's the one that had that done to Nip.
Yeah.
And the streets been talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's in that's what's in there.
That's what the fuck is that nigga's name? 600. Something 600 was talking about that. He's like a security / police.
Yep.
Him and Whack 100.
What it all basically boils down to is him and Nip was they had a deal, like a 10-year kind of like a publishing deal where he would get like 25% of anything
Music wise, right?
music wise.
Right.
So basically, he gave Nip some money, and they signed him for like a 10-year deal. But the deal was expired. The deal expired right as Nip was hitting it big, and like actually blowing up, and Nip wouldn't resign with him because nigga, no, like
I'm here. I'm
and,
here.
and you got what you got off of me, like.
Yeah. You ate.
Yeah, you ate. I ate, nigga.
Now let me continue flourishing. That's the problem with everybody, man. They think that it's not enough out here for everybody to eat, and it is.
Well, because one of his whole things that they got him jammed up with is
that's that gatekeeping shit.
Well, oh shit.
Didn't that nigga like tell or some shit?
Who?
The nigga that not that did the hit, but somebody close to him.
No, he didn't tell. I don't know. I don't know I don't know how they started. I'm trying to read and I just messed up. Eric Holder. He I don't know if he told. But and I'm having a hard time with my phone.
Your days like that.
Here we go. I accidentally deleted a part of the story. Okay, and we're back. Okay, Eugene Big U Henley, a Crips leader, has been accused of murder, kidnapping, robbery, extortion, and fraud. Federal authorities announced Wednesday his alleged victims were required to check in with Henley before arriving in the city in order to obtain protection. According to the 107-page federal complaint unveiled, among those Henley alleged extorted were professional athletes and musicians. The complaint said federal authorities linked Henley's Big U enterprise to a mafia-like organization that relied on his statured and long-standing association with the Rolling 60s and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals. Hold on, there's more. That was I got it. My bad, y'all. We took them couple weeks off, and the nigga done got rusty. Took that week or so off, nigga done got rusty, man. Following a year-long FBI investigation, federal authorities have accused Henley of kidnapping and fatally shooting a young rapper in the face and leaving his body in the Las Vegas desert over perceived disrespect and directing the robbery of an unlicensed LA marijuana dispensary that has stopped making extortion payments. Henley also allegedly defrauded companies, donors, and athletes and celebrities, including professional basketball player Draymond Green and former NBA MVP Shaquille O'Neal, persuading them to donate to his charities and later allegedly transferring the money to his own personal bank accounts. Authorities have also accused Henley of fraudulently obtaining funding from the Gang Reduction and Youth Development program overseen by the LA Mayor's office. This nigga was just doing criminal activities.
He ain't getting politics.
Yeah. And
that's probably why they started fucking with it.
Probably. Because, nigga, you can do all that shit, but you can't get to fucking with the politicians.
So he probably said the wrong shit to the wrong motherfucker in politics. And they were like, oh, like we don't know who you are.
Yeah. We've been letting you slide. Because the thing is, they be knowing who you are. Okay, boom. This is a more updated on it because that was when it first happened, and that was last week. Federal prosecutors have unsealed a 43-count indictment against Eugene Henley Jr., better known as Big U, the accused of the Rolling 60s of RICO Act, wire fraud, embezzlement, and more. Federal prosecutors in Los Angeles have officially unsealed a 43-year-old Big U 58. He is now set to be arraigned on April 8th. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Henley is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to violate RICO Act, 2 counts of conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery or extortion, 1 count of Hobbs Act robbery, 9 counts of attempted Hobbs Act extortion, 5 counts of Hobbs Act extortion, 1 count of transferring an individual across state lines for prostitution.
Damn.
15 counts of wire fraud, 5 counts of embezzlement, misuse of federal funds, 1 count of bank fraud, 1 count of tax evasion, and 2 counts of willful failure to file tax returns. You know the funniest part? If none of that other shit sticks, they will send his ass to jail for that tax shit.
That will. As soon as you read it, I was like, oh, that's how they got it.
Yeah. But see, that comes in when you start playing around with the mayor's office funds and all that shit. Brother, yeah, they not playing with y'all.
He had too much dip on his chip.
He had too much dip on his chip.
Thought he was gonna do something.
And you know how I feel about Nip, so nigga, fuck you and
that nigga too, right there. I just seen it.
Yeah.
You bring that up?
I was about to go. That's what my next thing was gonna be.
All right, let me get to this one. This is a United crash out.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, a United Airlines passenger knocks out gate agent in shocking video. Of course, we're not gonna show the video, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. Since I'm talking to you out there, Mr. Guy. Yeah, I'm not just talking. I'm breaking the fourth wall talking to you.
Yeah.
You had your little comment last week. I seen you.
Hating ass boy.
Thank you though for the view.
Yeah.
Love you.
Hating ass boy.
A Maryland man has been permanently banned from flying with United Airlines after he suddenly attacked a gate agent at Washington Dulles International Airport on Thursday. Says the violent altercation, which caught on video, occurred around 5:30 p.m. He probably been drinking. Metropolitan Washington Airports
bar and got loaded.
Airports Authority were called to Gate D12 after they were informed that a passenger punched a United Airlines gate agent. He thought he was D12 for real.
Mm-hmm.
It says, adding that the passenger involved has been banned from future travel on United. The passenger, who was identified as Christopher Stewart Crittenden, with that type of name, you need to be a fucking pilot.
Christopher Stewart Crittenden.
Yeah, it sounds like he's something like what's that shit? Star Trek.
Like you Winnie the Pooh's best friend.
Oh, shut up. He's in the 100-acre wood. I said he's
Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin. He's a 54-year-old man from nearby Frederick, Maryland. He was arrested and charged with assault and disorderly conduct. Crittenden is required. He is a retired fire department captain, so he should have knew better.
Yeah, he knows better.
Said the victim, whose name was not made public, was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Says while no official details were given about what led to the attack, passengers who witnessed the event said that it unfolded after a flight was canceled. The agent in question was believed to be stopping Crittenden from approaching the gate, as the flight was already fully booked. Witnesses claim they heard the assailant say, "I'm done with this bullshit," before punching an unnamed airline employee. So that's pretty much what happened.
Okay then.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna go to the rest of this
shit.
Okay
then. He sat in that motherfucking that little lounge, that little bar in the airport. Probably had too many drinks before his motherfucking waiting on his flight, waiting on his departure.
Got back to his gate late.
Yeah.
He didn't get on there on time. It was probably one of them not
and they said some shit to him.
His group got called.
And he got there at wilding out.
Yeah.
Wilding the fuck out.
Taking no accountability.
No accountability. But we was about to talk about that Yellow Beezy.
Yellow Beezy.
It's
not me, baby.
Yeah, they
ain't me, baby.
Have reportedly connected him to the unalive and one of my favorite artists, Mr. Mo3, which I already knew.
Yeah, they've had a big beef.
They had a super big beef. Mo3 shot the dog shit out of Yellow Beezy. Right before Yellow Beezy blew up. Right before he blew up to where we knew about him. He was already getting money down there because the nigga was in a G-Wagon when he got shot the hell up. Nigga tore his ass up on that highway. I think he ended up hit that G-Wagon like 18 times. He hit Yellow Beezy like 2-3 times in the arm and some other shit.
Now that shit was in Houston too, right?
Yeah, it was on the same highway that Mo3 got smoked on.
Now I'm talking about
Dallas.
That was Dallas.
Dallas. They from Dallas. It was in Dallas, and they have supposedly connected him to that. They end up locking him up on capital murder. They initially set a $2 million bond, but they just reduced his bond to $750,000. So I'm wondering if they don't have that great of a case or something.
Probably not.
Usually
They saying he plotted the hit. So
yeah,
if the homie ain't talking that they arrested,
yeah, because the nigga that they got a nigga for the murder like a year ago.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Buddy ended up trying to tell, or if they just still been putting two and two together, or what. But
yeah, that's crazy because he ain't did no music in a minute.
He been doing music, it just ain't been hitting right.
Yeah,
he been active though, like like socials and things like that. He been doing it, running around doing a lot of shit with Gilly and Wallow and them.
Okay,
but yeah. So
that's crazy.
But that's just, and the funny thing is, what I take from this and what niggas should take from this, on the come up, all three of them niggas was cool. Cause Yellow Beezy's right hand man's a nigga named Trap Boy Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
He's hard too, but Mo 3, Yellow Beezy, and Trap Boy Freddy was all cool. Did music together. They was on the rise. So misunderstandings happened. Niggas didn't take 2 seconds to sit down and figure shit out and started this crazy ass beef. And in the process of them beefing and trying to murk each other, they just happened to blow up and become successful.
Right.
So this isn't like successful niggas blew up and then just did some bullshit. This was happening as all of these things were happening at the same time.
Right.
And they just didn't stop to realize what they could lose.
I don't think nobody ever do. They just keep on doing the same shit.
But one thing I will tell you about that dude, that nigga Mo 3. Mo 3 was a terrorist. He was on they asses. They was trying to get that boy the fuck up out of there.
Oh no, I didn't follow.
But the nigga's nickname,
I never knew about the nigga till he died.
Nigga,
so.
He's one of my favorite. Mo 3 was hard. I listen to Mo 3 right now. I listen to Mo 3 today. I got a Mo 3 playlist in my shit, and he's one of the only artists, because I'm not a big fan of those posthumous albums.
Who?
Posthumous albums, the albums they release after niggas is dead.
Oh.
Because that'd be songs that someone else finished.
Right.
They be taking little snippets that niggas
right.
You did music, brother.
Yeah,
I did music. You did music. You know how that go. You might do a verse and have no idea where you want to put it, and it's just still on a hard drive and
on a song. I mean, on a track that probably somebody want to use
that never got finished. But his people done put out 2 albums since he been dead that are hard. And just got a lot of. They kind of did like a Biggie duet type of thing. They just got a bunch of different features on each song.
I know what you're saying.
And so they basically got played niggas what he had already, and the niggas filled it in with their verses. But it was really hard. But that nigga was a terrorist. That nigga's nickname was Osama.
Damn.
That's what they called that nigga, bro. Nigga, they said that I know we talked about it on here. You remember when the boxer Earl Spence Jr. wrecked that Ferrari and almost died?
Can't say I remember.
Okay, he was doing. They caught the nigga when it wrecked. When it wrecked, they had video of him wrecking, and it looked like he was doing 100 miles per hour in a Ferrari for no apparent reason, and it wrecked, and he ended up flying out of the Ferrari, and that's how he lived. He flew out before it started rolling and landed somewhere, and he was okay. Well, Earl Spence Jr. is one of Yellow Beezy's best friends. And they say that the reason he was doing 100-something miles per hour that night in that Ferrari is because Mo 3 was chasing him from the club, trying to take his head off. That nigga was a terrorist. That nigga real name was Melvin. When that nigga first died, niggas was like, nigga, Everybody knows Melvin was a goddamn bully, nigga. That nigga was a terrorist, nigga. And he was running around causing these niggas hell. These niggas was doing everything in their power to get this nigga out of there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if you look at they just re-released like the video of, there's a video of him basically being killed. Mo 3?
On the interstate.
On the interstate.
Yeah.
And it's from like a...
I seen that.
Okay, so if you see in the video, that's what they trying to... That's what... I think they done already did something to that girl. They done tied the girl whose house he was at to what happened to him. Because if you see the video, they chasing him down and shooting at him. And he finally just stops in the middle of the highway and hops out the car and runs over to the passenger side and starts digging underneath the passenger seat. Because the whole time he was getting shot at, he was trying to find his gun. And his gun wasn't in the car anymore. So someone that went outside took his gun out the car and then called them niggas and told them he was on the way. He was leaving.
Yeah.
And he was in this car.
Like some
setup shit.
What's that nigga PJ Rock?
PM, well, yeah, with the
PB Rock
eating at the spot.
Yeah.
Because they said because he was in like a Honda Civic with tents. They said like the only people that knew he was driving that little Honda that day was his manager and the girl he went and saw. Because he went over like into a hoodie and had no business being in to fuck with that girl. So he was in a Lolo. But when they got to shooting at him, he was trying to shoot back, and nigga, his gun wasn't in the car no more. So they really set that nigga up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Mo 3. Prayers to everyone involved, I guess.
Yeah. They got that man hemmed up, don't they? Still, Yellow Beezy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna bond out because he was ready to. He was about to post a $2 million bond. And then they ended up having another charge that was like an assault charge for something else. And basically, if he'd have posted the bond, it was going to hold him on the assault charge. But I think he like had to go to court and get the assault charge dealt with.
Yeah.
And then that's when he went to the other court and got the bond reduction on that one for like $750,000. So, I mean, if nothing else, I hope he bonds out and gets his affairs in order because.
That's crazy.
Everybody else, they didn't give him no bond to. Like, Lil Durk is locked up right now basically on the same charges.
Yeah.
And they not letting him bond out.
What you think about that Sauce Walker situation that happened in Memphis?
I was getting there too.
Oh, okay.
But we can go there.
Oh, we can go there because that's on the same level.
Yep, that's why I said it's been going down. I think that rappers get killed in their hometown. And Buddy, his artist, was from Memphis.
Yeah, he was told not to come back.
He was told not to come back, and he took his ass back.
Now, he took his ass back a few times.
Yeah.
And the one time he was out there bragging and shit.
Yeah.
But what I was saying about it is, if you look at Sauce Walker's energy, like if you look at other videos of him, when prior when they went back, he was animated.
He's always animated.
He was too. Not chill, but he wasn't looking worried, but he just didn't. He looked off.
He probably knew. Sauce Walker, a real street nigga.
Yeah.
So he probably knew the energy was weird.
Yeah.
He probably knew because he the videos they putting up now. He hasn't left Memphis yet. Like he's with like his people in Memphis, like healing up in Memphis. Like they got him like tucked away in like a stash house.
Right.
And word that they saying is they got the shooting. They hit Buddy. Say so P. That's his name. He's a Mexican. He's a Spanish nigga. Like
I don't know what he was.
Say so P. So rest in peace, Say so P. First of all, but from what I understand, they started gunning at him, and they hit Buddy, and they hit Sauce Walker. Sauce Walker got hit in the legs.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, they ran up and realized that was Sauce Walker and spared him.
Yeah. Because he had nothing to do with it. Homeboy was talking cash shit the whole time he was there. And then, my thing is, Memphis ain't that big.
Nope.
One Weston and the motherfucker, and you gonna put the damn logo in your picture trying to I mean, come
And
on,
with it
bro.
not being that big,
And then what? They security left them after the club.
yeah,
So they went their own ways after the club. So yeah, y'all going back to the hotel by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfuckers know where you at.
with that being said, with it being small, Memphis police identified the man responsible for killing Cecil P. and injuring Salsa
What,
Walker
like 15 minutes later?
as 21-year-old Jaden Dandridge.
Well, hothead.
A warrant has been issued for suspect Jaden Dandridge, 21, who is being charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Hold on. 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 2 counts of employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony and auto theft. They got him clear as day on candid camera, getting out the car, bareface.
Young
Getting up one of them
crash
goddamn Hellcats.
out. Rats. Somebody gave that young man a good amount of money and sent him on up there. And he was trying to go prove his loyalties.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man.
That's how I feel it was. You was sloppy.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I mean, how long did it take for them to get
Not
young
hard.
Ross guys? Them niggas was up here.
One of them was.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was like, at least a week?
Yeah.
I give them at least a week for the run.
Yeah. These niggas got caught 15 minutes later. Yeah, 15 minutes later.
And I get it was it was what it was, but it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, man.
Niggas, man, look.
But he came back talking shit.
I know. But but even the niggas that don't talk shit, bro, like outside of fucking Boosie, nigga, most of these niggas get smoked in their hometown.
Yeah.
Mo 3 smoked in Dallas. Boosie got shot in Dallas fucking with Mo 3. When he went to go down there for Mo 3's memorial, they shot Boosie. Damn near blew his leg off.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that now.
Remember when Boosie did that joint out, nigga, they was fucking around tough. I don't know if you remember Doe B.
Yeah.
Who was T.I.'s artist.
Remember Dobie.
Got hard. He got shot wherever he was from. I think he was from Alabama, Birmingham, or some shit like that.
I didn't know. I thought it was somewhere in Georgia. Like not Atlanta, but like
Man, if you look at it like Dolph,
yeah.
and he had came back to do like a turkey giveaway because he was living in California. Big nice crib out there. Came back to do a turkey giveaway. Stopped to get his favorite cookies.
What about Duck?
Duck got killed.
Was that Atlanta or Chicago?
He was in Chicago.
Okay.
He was downtown at the like where the expensive store was. They shot that nigga coming out of like Fifth Avenue or some shit.
The only one they didn't get was Vine. Vine was in another state.
Vaughn was in Atlanta. He was in Georgia.
But shit, that shit's sad. Though,
Yeah,
man.
bro, and there's countless more.
No, yeah, it's countless more.
Yeah, niggas.
And all these artists you'll never get to hear from again.
Yeah,
It just stops.
yeah.
It's a discography and then it just
It
stops.
just stops.
You know what I mean? I got another one. I got drug driving.
Drug driving.
Yeah, that's what I said when I read it.
Okay.
It says a mother 36 who was high on cocaine during school run. And other parents had to take her car keys and walk her children to class amidst drug driving.
Oh my God.
A drug driving mother was so high on cocaine on the what? That starts out. A drug driving.
I was trying to keep it together.
A drug driving mother was so high on cocaine the school run that shocked parents had to intervene by taking her car keys and walking her children to class. Haley Berry.
Haley.
Yes, I was about to say Hallie. Haley Berry, 36, sparked concern from fellow parents after she stopped her Ford C-Max in the middle of Grossman Road, somebody's road in Broadstairs. I don't know where the fuck that is. Broadstairs, Kent, while attempting to drop her children off at school last year. Last year? Well, it says the mother was told by a magistrate it was one of the worst examples of drug driving he had ever seen, as he condemned her for getting behind the wheel with her young children in the back. Because a stranger, worried she was not in a fit state to drive, seized the keys off her while others walked her children to the rest of the way to their school. The incident was escalated to the police. Who wrote this shit? Was escalated to the police, and Barry was arrested at the scene and later charged. Barry from Ramsgate, Kent. This must be another country. Added drug driving and driving while unfit through drugs when she appeared more before magistrates in Margate on March 7th. Yeah, this must be from another fucking country. Says the court was told when her blood was tested, she gave a reading of 83 micrograms of cocaine.
That might be down in Texas, so that's what they call them.
Magistrates?
Magistrates down in Texas.
Okay. Byproduct I can't even pronounce that. What's it? Well, and while her legal limit is supposed to be 50, she was at 83. How about
Jesus Christ.
Magistrates heard she also had GHB, a drug with sedative and anesthetic effects. So she was just totally
fucked up.
Says in her system on the day she was arrested.
That's what happened. She was crossing them drugs and couldn't.
But had not, she's probably trying to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
But had not been over the limit for that substance because it was dying out. Lucy Fish, prosecutor, told the court.
Lucy Fish?
Lucy Fish.
All right.
Prosecutor. She had to. Barry had stopped in the middle of the road with her children in the back on November 11th last year. Miss Fish.
Veterans Day.
Miss Fish said a man took the keys. Yeah, we know that. He put the keys. Blah blah blah. Nigel Newmas. He's a defending.
Nah, they over in UK.
Yeah, he said he read out a reference for an individual supporting Barry in overcoming drug addiction. We can tell that. Who said the mother had made some personal growth in the 24 months he had known her. She slipped that day. What does this bitch get? She will have to pay. Yeah, it says she will pay what she owes the court at a rate of €20 a month, and she is on universal credit. The fuck is universal credit, my nigga?
Probably probation.
It says she has this. Barry was also disqualified for driving for 30 months in order to pay a victim surcharge of €154 and €85 court costs. Mm-hmm. And they're only going to take 20 a month from her.
Okay.
And she's on universal credit.
It's probably probation. Yeah, that's over there, and that makes me not care even more. That's over there, and you know where that's at.
Oh, and she went to jail for 8 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, you know where that's at?
Yeah.
That's in Britland. That was terrible.
Yes,
I'm not gonna read all this shit, but it's just a little update. Remember they was doing all that shit about the Yolanda lady that killed Selena, possibly getting parole, and they did all the documentaries and.
What happened to that? I got quiet.
And she got denied today.
Denied what?
Parole.
So she's still in prison?
Mm-hmm.
So they said...
she went in front of the parole board and they told her to eat a dick.
They did an idiocracy on her. It doesn't say that you're getting out, so you're going to have to go back to prison.
Yeah. The parole board say anything for Selena.
Selena's... Well, shit, that's probably the best thing for her, because as soon as she gets out, she's dead.
They was going to do something to her.
She's dead.
Yeah. Yeah,
as soon as she gets out, she's dead.
I'm not gonna read into it, but she did her 30 years so far, and she was up for parole in 30 because she had 30 to life. So you know the way they do that after you serve your 30, they let you go in front of the parole board like every year, every 2 years, or every 3 years
after
you've done that part, because you know it's 30 to life.
Yes.
So they can keep telling your ass no for the rest of your life.
Right.
But after you do your 30, you got the availability to go in front of them and ask and see if they'll let you out. They told her no. So I'm not reading on to it because I don't give a fuck. But
because they know. They helping that one.
They know. Yeah, they know.
They know as soon as she get out, it's over.
Yeah.
It's OV, baby.
Yeah, because they
looking for her.
They wrote way too much.
They ain't looking for her. They gonna get her.
Since we're doing updates, it's some weird shit going on with Gene Hackman and his wife's body.
Their bodies?
Yeah.
What?
They still haven't been claimed.
Well, how do we know they're dead?
Well, there's
Oh no. Family, friends,
yeah,
family basically.
yeah.
Wow. They probably don't have any
No,
family.
no, no. He has 3 children.
For real?
Yeah.
Where they at?
Here we go.
They better find his Jerry Springer kids.
Actor Gene Hackman and wife's body still unclaimed a month after tragic
Oh,
deaths.
he got some little nigga kids running around.
Actor Gene.
I'm Lex Luthor, bitch.
The tragic passing of actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy continues to be shrouded in mystery, as if things couldn't get any odder. There we go. The medical examiner has confirmed that no one has claimed the couple's bodies. A publication spoke to the Office of Medical Examiner in New Mexico, which confirmed that the list of unclaimed descendants is updated every Monday. Hackman and Betsy's names appeared to be on the list on March 24th, and they remain there today. While it's not unusual for bodies to remain unclaimed for a month as family members make funeral arrangements, however, no reason has been listed in this case. Not much is known about the couple's loved ones, though it has been confirmed that Hackman had 3 children, Christopher, Leslie, and Elizabeth. And since Hackman left his reported $80 million fortune to Betsy, and she's also dead, it's unclear how the siblings will be able to navigate his finances and final affairs. Hackman previously acknowledged his strained relationship with his children, admitting he wasn't present during Chris's childhood, though they'd grown closer in later years. The Behind the Lines star and Betsy were found. We know what happened. 17th Street. But yeah, so basically, no one showed up. But I'm assuming they'd be on that because with her being dead, they would be the rightful heirs to his money.
They should.
Cause
unless they got something else going on.
Well, he left it to her.
Right. And then she died.
But she's dead.
Who the dogs get the money?
No. It would be your next of kin, which would be his kids.
They need to come on down.
Yeah. They probably talking to a lawyer, probably trying to get everything together. Because ain't no way on God's green earth, even if them kids hated him, ain't no way on God's green earth I'm going to let $80 million sit somewhere and not go get it. That's the least you can give me if you wasn't around, nigga. And I'll go collect you and your raggedy heifer's body and burn you motherfuckers up so quick and put you in a goddamn cardboard Amazon box and stick you in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that this story is true or not. Because it sounds good. It's fake. Never mind.
God damn it. Don't you ever know happens?
Sounded cool than a motherfucker. It's the pizza granny. It must be somebody's April Fool joke or something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But what happened is they saying that this grandmother was making hot and ready pizzas and selling them out of her basement. And all the pizza chains and shit around the area was losing business because
she was
of her.
getting to it.
Yeah.
Granny had that shit on lock.
And when they asked her why she did it, they said because they don't know how to make pizzas. And when the police was arresting her, she asked them did they want to go.
Yeah. That's a good funny story.
But it was fake.
You got any more?
No, that was my. I thought that was going to be my next one. That was it.
I got a few more to run off. Shout out to the niggas that started to pop the balloon. That's why I kind of ignored you. You said the Chicago one.
Okay.
Pop the Balloon is going to Netflix.
Which one?
The main one, the original.
Who is the original? Is it Arlette?
The little young nigga with the dreads. And the girl, the one that Aaron the Plumber was on, and
I think that's Arlette's.
That's
Yeah.
The viral dating show Pop the Balloon is headed to Netflix, and it will be live. Netflix is officially bringing Pop the Balloon, the viral dating show, that's captivated social media to the big stage with a live weekly version premiering Thursday, April 10th at 8 p.m. Hosted by Emmy-nominated actress and comedian Yvonne Orji
What?
from Insecure.
Oh, I never seen that show.
Yvonne Orji.
Maybe Orgy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Pop the Balloon Live will stream exclusively on Netflix and take fans inside the unfiltered, high-stakes dating experience where every connection is real time and every balloon pop could mean a goodbye.
That'd get more people to want to go on there.
This isn't just your typical dating experiment. Contestants, but we all know how Pop the Balloon goes. I'm not reading all that shit.
Right.
Well, no, all right, hold on, because it sounds like they're taking it pretty big. So I might read this shit. This is interested dating contestants, many of them familiar faces from reality TV, must form connections with guarding the balloon, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Among joining the wild ride this season are Johnny Bananas from The Challenge, Chase Demore from Too Hot to Handle, Farrah Abram from Teen Mom, the one that had the porno.
So they just took.
Yeah, they did. Sound like they stole the idea.
They
stole the shit.
They stole the idea and then just put
celebrities
from their
Zendaya.
fucking Netflix shows
Yep.
on there. I mean, it's a smart idea, but that started out in the street, so they need to give some motherfucking credit to the street. But you know, that's how capitalism works.
What'd you say dude's name was?
Who?
Or what'd you say the person's name was?
From where?
From the Pop the Balloon.
Which one?
The name you just said.
Oh, Arlette.
Amelie.
I don't know her last name.
Okay, she's a producer. They didn't just steal it.
Dope. Damn.
Yeah. Pop the Balloon Live is executive produced by Matt Sharp, Dan Alder, and Bonnie Briggs of Sharp Entertainment, part of Sony Pictures Television, alongside creators and executive producers Bolia Montubo and Arlette Amali.
Yeah.
And Ellen Rockamora. Mm-hmm. So the originals, they're producers.
Yeah, they're okay. That's dope.
Yeah, so they
I'm
didn't
glad
just
you read
steal
the
it.
rest of that then.
Yep. That's that. When you said her name, because I wasn't even gonna read that. When you said her name, that's so. Yeah, they didn't just steal it. They're just taking it to a grander scale.
No, that's cool. Then I thought it just sounded like they just
Sound like they were stealing it.
Hijacked some shit.
Yep. They're taking it to a bigger scale.
Cause that's a good show, man. I like the one that's here too. He's really blowing up with.
Yeah.
He had a little bad incident in Chicago though, but you know I'm gonna let them take care of it. We'll talk about it off camera.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, from their situation, but he showed a little bit of what happened. You know what I'm saying, but like I said, I'll talk to you more about that off camera because they got some legal shit going on, and I don't want to put nothing out there that I don't know shit about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just speculating and put my own opinion on shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's accountability.
Yeah. I got two more currents and then we can hit a break.
Yes, please. I need to stand up.
Yeah, me too. My favorite hood rat is being sued.
Sexy Red?
Yes, Lord.
What, for racing Tyler, the creator, and beating him?
No.
What'd she do?
Sexy Red is being sued for $5 million for allegedly asking her followers to beat up her child's grandmother.
The grandma?
Her baby daddy's mama.
No, I get it.
According to a lawsuit filed on Monday, Sexy Red, a.k.a. Janae Wary, allegedly urged her followers on social media to kick in the door of Nicole Barnes' home in Hazelwood, Missouri. The suit also claims she encouraged fans to physically harm Barnes, forcing the family to relocate for their safety. Barnes says she now lives in constant fear and she sought therapy for emotional distress and is suing for $5 million.
Damn.
Y'all better leave Sexy Red alone.
What's she gonna settle for?
She probably won't.
I wouldn't. You think she gonna settle? I think she gonna win that.
I wouldn't settle. She got enough money to do what the corporations do.
Oh, I ain't talking about Sexy Red. I'm talking about the grandma.
I don't think the grandma gonna get no money.
She going for $5 million. What you think? I think she gonna settle for $50
and some Newports.
And some Newports. I could at least gave her some weed for her stress.
But I was like, because I know me personally, Sexy Red got enough money to do what these corporations do. I just stretch you out until you can't afford legal fees no more.
True. Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, I'll stretch you out to you because that's what these big corporations do.
Yeah.
Like if me and you tried to sue
I
Walmart or some shit right now.
I see one that's going on. I don't know how the nigga think he gonna win.
Yeah.
Shit, he talking about I went directly to the courts to sue YouTube. I don't give a fuck, nigga. You loser.
Luckily, me and my one of my kids' mothers, we sued Wendy's behind some shit that was in my daughter's food.
Right.
And due to COVID and them, that shit took like 4 years. And luckily for us, we had one of those lawyers that didn't get paid till it was done.
Yeah.
So, and we ended up getting.
That's when you know you in the right.
Yeah.
Not when you think that you in the right.
Yeah.
No,
we was 100% in the right. So we ended up. I think I told it on here before. We ended up getting the money, but like we didn't get shit.
Right.
It was put into like a trust for her when she gets a certain age. So she, we got some. She got some stickers when she cracked like I think it's like 20, 21 or 22 when she can access it. She gets some.
Oh, shit.
She gets some stickers.
Gonna be a good birthday.
Yeah, she gets some stickers. Yeah, it'd be a hell of a birthday. Okay, so boom. Yeah, I've been playing with Sexy. She a real rat. The other one was just a quick hit on some shit Harvard did, man, that I ain't mad at. Harvard University announces that the tuition will be free for students from families with an annual income of $200,000 or less.
I'm about to sign up. Going to Harvard, so these student loans get off my ass.
Starting in the 2025 to 2026 academic year.
Online.
Harvard has announced free tuition for families earning less than $200,000 a year. They will provide free housing and health insurance for families earning less than $100,000 a year.
Nigga, that's me.
That's what I'm saying.
I need to do that.
But it's very hard to get into Harvard. But basically what they're saying is if you
got
are
the smarts and
if you're academically inclined, just because you don't come from money, if you can get in here, we'll make sure your education.
Right, yeah. Now you might have to go through some hardships and some hazes.
Yeah. But I fuck with that.
No, I'm just saying that's what happens from the.
No. But I'm saying them even acknowledging because
we need more doctors and lawyers and shit like that, and they not getting them.
Yeah, that's like right now because on paper
we turn in an idiocracy.
On paper, I'm broke as shit. So if one of my kids lucked up and to be quite honest with you, that's how my daughter go to Rose-Hulman. And that shit like $75,000 a year.
I'm about to say that's a real private school right
there.
Yeah.
And that shit like $75,000 a year.
Talk about that all the time, Gerald.
And yeah, I know it's a big deal. And but she got a scholarship and then some other shit, and her mama make a bunch of money. But with us being divorced, when you include my terrible income on paper, it got her out of a lot of financial responsibilities with the school too. Mm-hmm. Got a lot of different grants and things of that nature. So they be looking down if you come from some broke shit. If you got the smarts.
Hell yeah. They should have been doing that.
They really should have.
I'd have went through that shit.
Yeah.
I'd applied that. That'd make motherfucker want to reach out.
Yeah.
If you don't think you got the money for it, why?
Yep.
You gonna shoot for a one person grant or what you call that scholarship?
Yep.
Scholarship.
Yeah, because she ended up having, my daughter ended up having basically like 3 scholarships. 2 was like some real lightweight ones that she earned while in high school. Mm-hmm. But I won't call them lightweight because them bands came in handy when added with the scholarship that Rose-Hulman kicked in. And when it all, we talking about, I want to say we might come out like $3,500 a year on a $75,000 a year education.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shit, $3,500 a year.
Yeah. And the way they broke it down for us, it's less than a car payment.
Like that's what I'm saying, like $350 a month or something.
And that's with room and board and all that.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but that had a lot to do with her brain
Yeah.
and what the school offered her.
Hey, as long as she keeps her head straight, do what
Yeah,
she need to do.
she in year 2 and she
That's
kicking
what I'm saying.
ass.
Them
So
years are gonna fly,
yeah,
and she's gonna love it when she gets out. 'Cause my sister's loving it. I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie.
Shit, I got this shit today, nigga. Couple of my, you know, 3 of my girls is in LC. All them motherfuckers made distinguished honor roll.
That's what's up.
Even the senior, the one that's about to graduate, she done made distinguished honor roll through the whole senior year.
That's what's up.
So yeah, they kicking ass, man. Proud of them babies. It's break time though.
Yes, it is. Gotta stand up.
Ugh.
Gotta let
Break
the
time.
blood flow.
All right now, niggas needed that break.
Yes.
Had to let the blood flow.
Yes. Like Cafe Knowledge say, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What we on?
Florida man. I
Florida.
got 2 of them good guys.
I got one. I'll go in between.
Sure. I got the lap burglar. Says a Florida man was arrested for stealing lap dances.
That's all right.
So it's a good rule of thumb to not show up to the strip club without any money, especially if you're going to the establishment with the purpose of getting a lap dance or two. It says tipping is highly encouraged, and so is paying for the lap dances you receive.
Nigga paid with hopes and dreams.
Not tipping at certain clubs could result in being slapped with a stack of cash. It happens and it's avoidable. So not paying for lap dances is theft, according to the Florida police.
It is.
And worthy of a trip to jail. John Elderson found out this last Tuesday. It's unclear what his plan was here, but the 39-year-old Florida man reportedly received $160 worth of lap dances and didn't have the money to pay for them. They should have stopped at the first one.
Yeah.
Police say that Elderson received...
He went back to that room.
Yeah, he kept going.
No. You know you can go back to that room and they'll let you live, and they just charge you by song.
Oh wow, he was back there for about 7 songs, 8 songs.
Yeah, once you get
Depending
done,
on what they charge per song.
once you get done, I'll tell you a story.
All right, it says police say that Elderson received several lap dances at Ray Ladies and Gents, so he like Latins, at around 1:30 a.m. By not paying for them, they say he unlawfully obtained the property of another. The property was, of course, the lap dances, which the police determined belonged to the strip club. Stealing property is a good way to book to jail. It says that might not be the case everywhere, but Florida still enforces the law, and they're not going to stand for someone stealing lap dances. They know allowing this is a bad idea. Whatever it says, seriously, what kind of society will we have? Imagine letting people walk in the strip clubs and get a lap dance without paying for it. That's pure anarchy, and we won't allow it. Elberson, who, according to the police, gave off an indication of alcohol, of course, was charged with misdemeanor theft. He spent 12 hours in jail before a judge released him on his own recognizance. He was ordered to stay away from the strip club. And you chalk up a win for the good guys. You're not stealing lap dances in Pinellas County on this police force's watch.
Damn.
But that's crazy.
Okay, so I got a story for you. So not this year on my birthday, but the year before that, me and my man's aunt, one of my workout partners, we went to PT's and we had a fucking ball. We went to PT's and okay, so them strippers deal with 100 million niggas a day.
Yeah.
So they can tell when niggas is goobers and when niggas is real.
Goobers.
Yeah, so, like, long story short, like, by the time the night was really rocking, me and my man had this table, and it was, like, 8 strippers just sitting at the table chilling with us. Like, I had ordered the strippers food, they'd give them some money.
Right.
We motherfuckers is buying me drinks and shit, because, around these parts, I don't go out often, but when I go out, motherfuckers is like, damn, Cass, nigga, you here? Like, nigga, it's your birthday, nigga, drinks. So we having a time. So long story short, one of the strippers is like, you want to go back to the private room? Me and my homegirl. and I'm on some real drunk shit. And and might I add, when I'm in a strip club, I'm very generous.
Right.
But I'm generous to the point where I don't do that sitting at the table and make a motherfucker dance all in front of me and all. But I just hand a motherfucker some money. Here, you did a good job tonight. I saw you over there. Here you go. So we go back to the room. Her and her homegirl. It's a great dance. They did a great job. They tagged him. They get real good back there. Like 3-4 songs. We get done. She like, that'll be like 140. I'm like, damn. So I go to get in my pocket and dig it out for her. She like, nah, you gotta pay them at the, when you come into the private room area, there's a lady there with
before the door.
Before the door with a register.
Yeah.
She's like, you gotta pay them there, and then they'll pay us.
They get a cut.
Because they get a cut.
That's crazy.
So I paid it, and then we went back to where we were sitting at. And I sat down, and I leaned over the baby girl. I said, hey, Miss Lady, for future reference, you could have just said, can I have 140? And I'd have handed it to you, and you wouldn't have to give anybody a cut. She said, huh? I said, I pointed to the little brother across the thing. I said, how much money I'll give you because you did a good job 3 stages over? She said, when I came over here and said hi to him, he gave me $80 and told me good job. And I just sat down. So with that tab, he ran up. He probably went back there and sat down there for 5-6 dances.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It had to be a good amount of time.
Yeah, because I remember one time I took Doughboy. Yeah, your ass Doughboy. Took him to the strip club. And I sent him back to the little private part to have a nice little dance because he needed to get out the house.
Yeah.
And that nigga was gone forever. And I had told the broad, when y'all get done, come to me. I'm gonna pay you. That nigga ran up like $250 or some shit back there on private dances.
He needed that time.
She came back and was like, it's gonna be like, I was like, yeah, no shit, bitch. Like, you supposed to stop that nigga in 3 songs. And that's why I don't fuck with the private dances in black strip clubs, because DJs don't play the whole song,
right?
And they count it,
yep,
as a song.
They count it as a song.
Nigga play one verse and a chorus, and now that's a song. And them like PTs, they don't really DJ. They just play
the
music. So at least the song runs.
That's how it was at Sunset.
Yeah.
Upstairs. Yeah, they played the whole song. Cause when we came up, half the song was already gone.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead.
Stand right here.
Yeah.
Until the new song starts.
Actually, she gave me the half a song and the new song. For the same price. I was happy.
She was solid.
Yeah, I liked her too.
I accidentally put a stripper through a table at Sunset one time.
Oh, wow.
She jumped up on me, and I picked her up, like, where her lady parts was right here, and I had her like this, because I'd be on that strong nigga shit, and I lost my balance. And, bow! Nigga, the bitch went through a table, like on some WWE shit. Good times at Richmond High. Florida man. Florida man dressed as a clown, taken down by officers for allegedly trespassing.
I didn't see that one.
I know you didn't. When I sat here and found it, it had just got posted 6 hours ago. I said, bro, ain't got. That's why I said, what are your Florida mans?
That's crazy.
Here's something you don't see every day. A man dressed in a clown suit ended up behind bars after clashing with police officers in Florida. On March 24th, police officers responded to Interchange Plaza located in Palm Bay regarding a trespassing suspect. Authorities said the suspect, Christopher Marlowe, 40 years old, had already been banned from the plaza prior to this incident, as officers had been called to the location before and issued a blanket trespass, according to the arrest affidavit. Investigators said Marlowe was initially trespassed for walking around the property yelling to himself and allegedly loitering, serving no purpose on the property, the affidavit said. Police described him as aggressive and reported that he cursed at officers saying, "I'm not trespassed and I'm going to come back and fuck y'all." The Palm Bay Police Department on Wednesday shared.
I wasn't trying to laugh.
Yeah, I'm not trespassing. I'm coming back.
Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. In quotations. That's what this nigga said. The Palm Bay Police Department on Wednesday shared a compilation of body cam footage with circus sounds added between clips on social media showing his arrest. What do you call someone who returns to a shopping plaza after being trespassed? A clown. That's what they put on there. The police department joked in the Facebook post. Things escalated between Marlowe and responding officers when he began pulling away and resisting officers, according to the affidavit body cam videos. Authorities said Marlowe balled up his fist and took a bladed stance, apparently preparing to strike an officer. Police were forced to take him down, and one officer pointed out the obvious as tensions reached their peak. You look like a clown, an arresting officer said as Marlowe was placed in the patrol car. He replied, "I am a clown," because he was dressed in a clown outfit. "I am a clown."
Crazy.
The police department stated on social media, "Everyone has the right to feel safe in public spaces. We're committed to addressing those who repeatedly refuse to respect that." Marlowe was booked into Brevard County Jail and charged with trespass after warning, according to the affidavit. He was released on his own recognizance. I watched the video though. He was in full clown costume for no apparent reason. He just a homeless nigga who found a clown outfit. He had the makeup on and everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a Ronald McDonald clown outfit. Like here's that video, so you can see the outfit.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
you see, look like they said, "I am a clown."
What's that movie with Bill Murray? He was dressed as a clown, as a bank robber.
Damn.
You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
I do.
It had him and Billy Bob Thornton and I can't remember the chick.
That is a good movie, though.
That is a good movie. Not Lucky. It's something the clown. I forget. I'll find it. Next one I got is the beer EMT. Florida man steals ambulance and finishes beer before being arrested. It's a Tampa man accused of stealing an ambulance on Saturday finished drinking a full beer in view of troopers before he was arrested. Michael J. Esquina, 43, faces charges of fleeing to elude at high speed, DUI, fourth or subsequent violation, driving while license revoked, habitual, grand theft of emergency medical equipment, burglary of an authorized emergency vehicle, and resisting an officer without violence. Troopers responded around 8:30 p.m. to a report of a Tampa fire rescue ambulance stolen from HCA South Tampa Hospital, locating it within 10 minutes in the area of South Esperanza Avenue with West Bay to Bay Boulevard. It says after an attempted traffic stop, the ambulance took off with its emergency equipment activated, troopers said in a statement, fleeing for several miles through stop signs and times on the wrong side of the road. The ambulance came close to hitting other motorists as it was pursued by troopers and Tampa police. It says the driver brought the ambulance to a stop at an intersection on South Hubert Avenue and West Something Street when he then finished drinking a full beer in view of the troopers.
Might as well. You going to jail?
He held onto the steering wheel as troopers and police attempted to take him into custody. One secured once secured, he allegedly said that he had been drinking for the past 2 days and stole the ambulance after emergency personnel.
Bitch.
Yeah, they said after emergency personnel denied him a ride home. They said, I'm gonna take y'all shit, dude. I'm getting home.
Bitch.
That's crazy.
Man.
These Florida men is something else.
That's it for Florida's, right?
Yeah.
I got a couple melanated.
Please do. Please do.
They lightweights. Quick one. One is for Lil Wayne, and it's just consistency. Lil Wayne currently has the longest active streak of any artist in history. He has now charted at least one song on Billboard 100, Hot 100, or whatever, for the last 22 consecutive years.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's of any artist.
I don't know. I don't follow him no more, so I don't know when he releases new tracks. So,
well, you know, when you're on Billboard, they also include features. So if he's featured on somebody's song and it blows up,
but that's the thing too. Like a lot of the people that he's been featured on, I don't listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll probably find it like a year or two from now. That's what I've been finding out with a lot of music.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's still new to you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's new whenever you find it.
Whenever you find it, yeah.
But nigga, to be able to, it's hard enough to chart at all, and to be able to chart on Billboard at least a minimum of one song, sometimes more, but a minimum of one song for the last 22 consecutive years.
Yeah.
He's the only artist in the history of music to do it.
Damn, not even no other genres?
No. Not to do it every year.
I mean, you would think that would have been in like the rock and roll, or you know what I mean? You would think,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because how young hip hop is,
Yeah.
you would think something that older.
But you know, sometimes motherfuckers take breaks.
They do.
This nigga's managed to
not take a break.
Well, even when he takes a break, like even if he's not releasing solo music, he's still active.
Yeah.
On somebody's shit. So yeah, 22 consecutive years, man. He's on a LeBron run.
That's what's up. They're putting up numbers nobody else can.
Yeah, him and LeBron on season 22 of they shit. I didn't take this, but honorary. Will Smith got a street in Philadelphia.
That's what's up.
Will
Had
Smith.
it a long time ago.
That's why I didn't even fucking. It just came to my brain because that's the same thing I thought when they did it. When they showed it, I was like, nigga, he should have been at the street.
I mean, because Babyface got a highway here.
Yeah, he should have been at the street.
And Mike Epps needs to have they need to get him just a neighborhood or a park.
He bought his own.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
rode
like,
through that motherfucker the other day on accident. That bitch looked good.
It's nice. I've been through there plenty of times. It's nice, especially from used to living over in that area.
I rode down Ruckle, nigga. It is mansions on Ruckle now.
Drastic difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because it used to be you get to 38th.
And it was over.
No, 38th, and then you hit the mansions. Like if you was on Meridian.
Yeah.
Capital in Illinois. But now, it's like they are in the old hoods.
Yeah. And his house is serious because, you know, he turned the fire station to his house.
Yeah.
The Blue House.
Yeah. I picked up one of the, a Colts player from off of like 25th and Bell. 25th and Bell Fountain. That shit, and his next door neighbor had a container house.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? What's going on over here, man? And he was like, oh, I'm a Colts player. I'm a kicker. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Well, and my second one goes to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan opens his 4th free health clinic in North Carolina for uninsured families.
That's dope.
Yes. Michael Jordan's 4th clinic. Michael Jordan officially opened his 4th free health clinic in North Carolina, continuing his mission to improve health care across underserved and uninsured communities. The newest Michael Jordan Family Medical Clinic is located in his hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina. The 7,300 square foot facility includes 12 patient rooms and provides weekly primary care along with community health work support and connects patients with essential local services. Partnering with Novant Health, Jordan's innovative initiative began in 2019 in Charlotte and has grown rapidly after his $10 million donation in 2024.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Real positive.
Yeah, because we don't never hear too much positive shit about Mike.
Nope.
So that is very dope.
It shows that he cares for people.
Yes.
So now, I don't feel bad no more.
Yep. Because you know,
I think he was an asshole.
for a long time, and they had that running lie that he was invested in prisons.
Yeah.
And there is a Michael Jordan that is heavily invested in prisons. But it's not.
That's a common name, though.
Yeah,
People
but it's
don't
not
realize
that Michael Jordan.
Yeah, they don't realize how common that name is, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Because we just know it for what it is.
Yeah.
But that's like Chuck's name. Chuck's name was Charles Smith. That's the most common name in the existence.
What's the dude from Looney Tunes? No, yeah, Chuck Smith, Charles Smith.
And his brother's name is John.
Oh, shit.
John Smith.
That's Pocahontas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, because they was running with that lie, like, look, Michael Jordan is invested in prisons, and there is a Michael Jordan invested in prisons, but it wasn't.
They're not wrong, but
but it wasn't the one they're talking about.
Right.
Some random nigga named Michael Jordan. Hell, that actor is named Michael B. Jordan. He's named
exactly. But he has to be constantly called B. Jordan because they don't want you confusing.
Yep. And that's often the melanated. So yeah, we got Mike doing free healthcare, which is great, which I wish we just had. And you know, that's a deeper conversation. You know why we don't have free healthcare?
What?
Racism.
Oh yeah. Because
they didn't want us to have free healthcare, so they put things in the way for free healthcare.
Let's see what this segregation do.
That man, come on with it. And yeah, Will Smith got a street. Lil Wayne's fucking great, and
Michael Jordan giving out free healthcare.
Yeah. So that's different than melanateds.
I need to go to North Carolina and be a resident.
Yeah, because I ain't going to Canada to do it. So
I wouldn't mind going there either.
Yeah, shit, they keep
they smoke weed everywhere.
That goddamn Trump keep playing. That man ain't playing. He said, man, I'll shut half your country down. You know we get half our energy from them.
Yeah.
He said, man, I'll shut half your country down, man. Quit playing with me. Cut the lights off on you niggas, man.
Like they did in you ever watch The Magicians? You never watched that, did you?
No.
Well, motherfucker came in one episode because they was getting out of order. This nigga came, hit the motherfucking utility box and shut off all the magic.
Oh wow.
All the magic.
I'm gonna tell you the other day. What was that movie you sent me that you told me to watch?
The Electric State.
Fire.
Yes.
Fire.
Yes.
I watched it that night. Fire.
That motherfucker is great.
Fire. And
there's another one on there that I hadn't got wind of because nobody talked about it. It's called Trap.
Yeah, well, that's and M. Night Shyamalan. That
shit was good.
Yeah, that the singer is his daughter.
I can see that.
The main character, the
Lady Raven.
Yeah, that's his daughter.
Yeah, that motherfucker was great.
Yeah.
Other than that part with her in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because there was a clear window and they only had one level.
Bro, listen to me. This is my problem with M. Night Shyamalan.
Out of Walla Walla, Washington.
He needs help. He doesn't know how to tie movies up.
Yeah, he don't. He
can make great movies, and then when it comes to the ending, he always ends them terribly. He needs a writing partner. He needs someone to come in and go, no, we should do this.
Exactly.
Because no, that movie was pretty good.
It was good.
The whole concept, it was even with the weird ending with the bathroom scene and all that, it's hard to come up with a new concept right now.
I understand.
There's been so much shit done.
Yeah.
And that was a new concept. So
that was a new concept.
I watched it and was like, oh, I fuck with this.
Yeah. And then the fact that you know, spoiler alert, but the fact that you find out that his wife was the one set it up.
Yeah. And he knew, he was like, I'm very meticulous, bitch. I didn't leave that. Like, you did that. Yeah, that's M. Night Shyamalan's newest movie.
But what I was saying about the bathroom, though, I guess anybody that can agree. She took all the phones. She told her dude outside to call the police, first of all. Why the fuck didn't you fit your skinny ass through that window?
Yeah, because she could have went right through that motherfucker.
I thought maybe he's going to catch her on the outside. And then what else I thought the plot twist was going to be? Was that the wife was helping him.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for.
Nope.
That would have been a good ending.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they could have kept on going.
That's what I'm saying.
I liked him. He was pretty damn good. He was real damn good.
That's what I'm saying. Because like I watch like with that type of ending, it's a show called I forgot what it's called, but it's on Paramount or Peacock, one of them. It's and I'm like 2 episodes behind, but basically there's a underground prison like none of us know about, and some shit went wrong and a bunch of motherfuckers escaped. And what the prison was every like serial killer and shit that we know that's been lethally killed with lethal injection.
Yeah,
they wasn't killing them.
They were sending them down there.
They was knocking them unconscious in front of people, sending them down there and studying them, and putting them through like terrible
torture chambers type shit
to try and you basically they was using, you know, to capture other serial killers, like getting into the mind of
right.
Some shit happened, they break out like 100 serial killers is just out in the world.
What's this called?
I'll find it for you because I've been watching it. It just came out a few months ago. They're probably like, I know I've watched 3 or 4 episodes, but it's probably realistically like on episode like 8 now. But on one of the episodes, the lady that, they've put together like a squad of the top
detectives and shit, like psychologists,
to track these niggas,
right,
and try and find them, and that's what they are doing. And so they track this one nigga down, and they end up tracking him down to the home of the last victim that they caught him with. And so they end up killing him and doing all this other shit. And while they're in there talking to her, the lady realizes that the last victim, the lady, wasn't a victim. She was his
accomplice.
She was the nigga sending them on the missions. He was kidnapping the bitches and bringing them back to her. Yeah. And so she's in there trying to like console the lady. She realizes she ends up having to put the bitch down in the kitchen because the lady kind of realizes it and tries to come at her with a knife. But like the twist on that, I was like, that's hard.
That is.
That should have been something like that on that movie.
Yeah. That's how it should have been.
Yeah.
I was expecting more. I was like, shit, this is good.
Yeah. And then it ends terribly.
It ended
That's
terribly.
my problem with M. Night Shyamalan.
What's the name? Wasn't that bad? The first one.
Which one?
Sixth Sense.
That's the one that sold me on the whole ass nigga. We've had this conversation on here before. I hate that nigga. I hate M. Night Shyamalan. That nigga sold me. I feel the same way about him that I feel about.
He did The Village, didn't he?
He did The Village. He did that one Old where the motherfuckers was on the beach.
Mid-sized sedan.
Yeah.
No, that's not old. That's
old.
That is old?
That's old with the rapper. That could have been done so much better. It's a good concept.
Better. Yeah. And what's the other one?
A couple other ones was good because like I think he's the one
that Echoes, did he?
No, but I think he's the one that did Glass, Mr. Glass with Samuel L. Jackson.
He did that?
Yeah.
So he did Glass and the other one, the with the dude with all the multiple personalities.
Let me see. He did. We can run it down because this nigga done hurt my feelings so many times. Fuck him. He did. He did Trap. 6 Cents.
Yeah.
He did Split, which was good.
That's what I was talking about, Split.
Split was good.
So he did, but if he did Split, he did Mr. Glass. Then that makes sense.
He did Unbreakable.
Oh, that was his first one.
The first one with Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
He did one called The Watchers that came out last year, which is actually good.
The fuck is that?
Motherfuckers watching it's good.
Okay.
He did Glass, which was the sequel basically to Unbreakable. Then he did Knock at the Cabin, which was trash. He did The Visit, where the kids went to go
visit their grandma. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, he did that. That wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad. That was kind of scary.
He did one called Signs. He did
the Alien movie.
Yep, in 2002.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, he did Old. He did The Village. He did The Happening, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. It still just didn't have an answer.
He did The Last Airbender.
Well, we all know he did that. Nobody wants to talk about that shit.
He did Lady in the Water, which was...
Yeah, I never seen that.
He did Cardio Lake, which was...
Never seen that one.
He did After Earth with Will Smith and his son, which was...
That's a good movie to fall asleep to.
Bingo. He did Devil, which was great. The Elevator.
I haven't seen that.
Fire. And then he did Stuart Little and Praying with Anger and Wide Awake and She's All That, which is crazy. With
that's before he started getting
before he started getting into his shit.
So that's when he was like co-producing or something.
Yeah.
He just had some parts of it.
Yep.
That shit.
Fuck him, Night Shyamalan. Bitch. Whole ass nigga.
Hey, at least he didn't give us that bullshit ass Dragon Ball Z.
M. Night Ho ass nigga, that's his name.
Damn.
We still on
we on Fecals.
We on Fecals, yeah. I
You
have
said you got 4 of them. I only got 1.
I got 4.
I'll go in between you do 2 and then I got 1 and then
Okay, well I got 1 pulled up. They're unnamed because they're children.
of course.
Texas teens charged after allegedly attacking mom over Wi-Fi being turned off.
Damn. They must have whooped her
3
ass.
Houston area teens are facing charges after authorities say they turned violent when their mom cut off the Wi-Fi.
Couldn't do that TikTok.
According to Harris County Sheriff's Office, the siblings, ages 14, 15, and 16,
Oh yeah.
allegedly devised a plan to attack their mother late Sunday night, chasing her through the house and into the street with kitchen knives. The reason? She turned off the internet. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said the teens also struck their mother with a brick and punched their grandmother.
Damn. Damn, punch grandma?
Because she was trying to intervene.
Shit.
Fortunately,
Grandma caught a pumpkin head.
Fortunately, both women avoided serious injuries. The teens have been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and are currently being held at Harris County Juvenile Detention Center.
Fuck my mother.
Granny,
I report her shit too.
Granny got a pumpkin head.
You report your own mama, my own motherfucking mama.
My motherfucking mama.
I report her shit for you.
Yeah, hit her with the pumpkin head.
That's fucked up.
Facts.
Could you imagine that? Now I can see probably mama, because if they was already living with grandma, then mama come back from her little crack benders, and she want to take over.
Then I punched Granny.
Granny got in the way, like you said.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what happened.
That's what it said. She was trying to break it up.
And somebody's already in full force.
Motherfucker swung. Motherfucker was already swinging.
She lucky it wasn't that brick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit like crazy cat.
Next one. Missouri man sentenced to 13 years in prison for shooting and wounding a youth football coach over his son's playing time.
Hey, I know somebody that did that.
I do too. A jury found Daryl Clemens, 45 years old, guilty of assault in armed criminal action in October 2023, shooting Shaquille Lattimore, a volunteer coach. He was hospitalized in critical condition but survived.
He wasn't even the coach. He was the volunteer coach.
Both men were armed, according to the prosecutor. The coach handed his gun to a friend and told Clemens, "If you want to, we can fight about it." Clemens rejected that idea and shot Lattimore 5 times.
He said, "No."
The father fled, but turned himself into the police after
he's a hoe.
He rejected that idea.
I can just see it. Here, man, hold this, man. What you gonna do, nigga? Oh!
Yeah. Hit him 5 times.
I don't mean to laugh, but I can see it.
And Buddy lived through 5 of them.
Yeah.
So good job for him.
He's even more of a soldier, but...
Yeah.
Damn.
That nigga said he rejected that idea.
I don't think so.
Yeah, whatever, nigga.
I'm already on one.
That was 2 of mine. You want to go ahead and throw yours in there?
I got Grape and Granny. Grape and Granny. A caretaker.
My next 2 ones are pretty rough.
Yeah, a caretaker gets 25 years after graping, impregnating severely disabled woman at Illinois facility. A caretaker will spend the next 25 years in prison after he sexually assaulted and impregnated a severely disabled woman who lives in the Illinois facility where he worked. Isaiah Fields, 23. Oh, shit. Where'd it go? Yeah, okay. Isaiah Fields, 23, took advantage of the 43-year-old woman with Rett syndrome, which causes her to have cognitive conditions of an infant. So she's like a baby.
So she's a grown child.
Inside the
grown infant. She's a grown.
Yeah.
She
needs help.
Yeah, all the help.
So inside the Markland High Center between August 1st, 2023 and September 5th of 2023. Let's see. There is no reason or set of experiences that could justify hurting anyone in any way. The sicko reportedly said in Kane County Court as he tried to apologize to the victim's family during his sentencing Friday. It says the woman who has lived at the center that serves
most of her life
disabled people since she was in her early 20s is unable to read, write, talk, or even stand, as well as consent to sex, prosecutors noted. And it kind of reminds me of this one story that this caretaker took advantage of her client.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah. He couldn't talk or nothing, but I know he wants it.
Yeah, he wants it. He loves me. I remember that nasty shit.
It says the stomach churning crime was only uncovered when the woman was checked out at a hospital for liver and gallbladder issues, and doctors discovered that she was at least 31 weeks pregnant. Damn.
So all her body was functioning as a grown woman, but not her brain.
Not her brain. Says a baby boy was born the next day because the woman was suffering from preeclampsia. I don't know how to say that. The newborn died after spending 11 weeks in a neonatal intensive care unit.
Yeah, because that baby wasn't getting any of the
proper nutrition
care that should be given to a pregnant woman.
Says the baby didn't live long in this world, prosecutor Matthew Rogers said during the sentencing. But simply by coming into this world, he did justice for his mother.
Yeah, because nobody would have known that Buddy was
messing with her.
So basically what you're telling me is that man was in there changing that lady diaper one day and couldn't resist.
And shooting up the club.
That's tragic.
The child's DNA was matched up with Fields, leading to his charges.
Yep. Ain't no denying this one, bucko.
He pleaded guilty in January to aggravated criminal sexual assault. On top of the jail term, Fields will be designated as a sex offender when he's released. It says Isaiah Fields preyed on this vulnerable victim because of her physical and intellectual disability. Yeah. This is what the who was Rogers? I can't remember who Rogers was. I don't know if he was the attorney or what. It says, while no sentence can undo the harm caused, today's outcome ensures that the defendant will be held accountable for his despicable act. It also represents justice for the victim, her family, and the Markland community. That shit's crazy. He's nasty.
I got another one for you. So I saved the last two ones. Indiana man arrested after a woman caught him raping her 8-year-old daughter. Court docs say.
Terrible.
An Indiana man was arrested. A woman caught him raping her 8-year-old daughter while she was putting her other children to bed, according to court documents.
Damn.
This was in Gary. Gary man Donovan L. Wilson is charged with child molestation, according to the Northwest Indiana Times. According to the mother, her daughter went downstairs with Wilson while she was putting her other children to bed. When she went downstairs, she found Wilson raping her daughter. Court documents say the woman screamed and Wilson acted drunk and fell on the floor as if he passed out. The woman told police her daughter was shaking in fear, and she told her mom Wilson touched her inappropriately while the mother is at work. Like, this is what he does.
Every day.
Every day. She just caught him. He is being held with no bond currently. And maybe we'll find an update down the road.
Nasty motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
A child.
Yeah. An 8-year-old.
Just go cheat on the mama, damn.
Yeah.
With somebody your age or of age that has the right to consent.
There we go.
Sickos, man.
All right, there's the last one. This one's a doozy. California inmate serving life for quadruple murder is now accused of killing his current wife during a conjugal visit.
Yeah, I heard about that shit. Yeah.
A California inmate already serving 4 consecutive life sentences for a 1990 quadruple homicide is now accused of killing his wife during the conjugal visit at Mole Creek State Prison in November, according to reports. David Brinson, 54, allegedly strangled his wife, 64-year-old Stephanie Brinson, during an overnight family visit at the Lone California facility, located about 40 miles northeast of Stockton, California. The incident reportedly occurred in the early hours of November 13th when Brinson called correction officers around 2 a.m. to report that his wife had passed out. Despite life-saving efforts, Stephanie Brinson was pronounced dead at 2:51 a.m. Investigators from the Armored County District Attorney Office and Mule Creek State Prison later determined that she had been strangled and her death was officially ruled a homicide. Brinson has been incarcerated since his conviction for the robbery and murder of 4 men in Los Angeles apartment more than 3 decades ago. Despite his violent history, he had been granted access to conjugal visitation privileges, which the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation says are reserved for inmates who maintain sustained good behavior and meet strict eligibility requirements.
Nah, fuck that.
It is how it works.
No, I understand how it works, but I think somebody on life shouldn't, especially with what he did.
Yeah.
You took 4 motherfuckers, and it wasn't like it was a car accident. It was in a robbery.
Robbery and a murder.
You shouldn't have got no type of special privileges.
Stephanie, affectionately known as Steffi to loved ones, was a hairstylist and a small business owner in the Los Angeles area. She was a mother of 2 sons and a grandmother of 6. She was the most giving, kind-hearted person, her mother, Ovidia Wilson, told the news. Steffi was literally the glue that held the family together.
So, like, what I don't understand is this somebody she married through prison or
Probably,
what?
yeah.
like they didn't know each other and they didn't have kids together. That's what I'm. You know.
Yeah.
That's what. Oh yeah. Okay. So
She was probably on some pen pal shit.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's her right there.
Yeah. I've seen it all over
Yep.
YouTube. When you said California, that's one that made me remember.
Probably on some pen pal shit, and they end up getting married because you can marry a motherfucker in prison.
But that's what I didn't. That's what I didn't know because a lot of people weren't saying
Yeah.
if that was the case. Because I'm like, why would you kill somebody you love? But you know, especially they've been holding you down since the '90s, and you in there for life, and they've been holding you down since the '90s. But
What I'm assuming, she probably been married to Buddy for a while though. But probably what I'm assuming, he probably felt like she was on some shit out there, and they probably, cause the way that those, and the wild part is you got to really, because I know how that works out there with them. There's it's essentially like trailers
yeah,
set up,
Yeah.
and they do. You
like
can
like
do
a weekend stay or something like
yeah,
that.
you can do weekends with the whole family, and you can split it. Cause like when Remy Ma was locked up, Papoose used to go out there for like they would do like they were like a 3-day thing,
Right.
and for like 2 days he would have the kids, and then they'd send the kids home, and they would spend just a day and a night by themselves,
Right.
and then you can go, but it's reserved for like really good inmates. Like you gotta be like on your best behavior.
Top tier behaviors.
You ain't got into no shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
And
I totally get it. But
what I'm assuming, and this is just speculation, that crazy nigga probably suspected her doing some shit on the outs, and some questions probably didn't get answered the right way, and he lost his cool and killed that sweet lady.
talk about beat it up.
Yeah,
What if that's what happened?
yeah,
Like they got into some really kinky shit. Because they said strangulation.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, like I
Maybe
said, we
that-
just speculate. We don't know.
maybe.
I'm not saying that none of this is true.
Yeah.
All this is for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, quit pen paling them niggas, ladies.
But that's crazy.
Let them niggas be. Find you a nigga on the outs and do your thing with him.
Shit, that's another one, brother.
That was my last one. This is 185.
185. What we calling this?
I don't know. Call it the Feds is watching.
Feds is watching.
Cause
Oh, yeah.
Cause all them niggas is in trouble.
I got you. Hell yeah, it's 185, y'all. Shit, we're gonna get this back together. We're gonna see y'all real early next week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, y'all have a good one. Y'all take it easy. And all that good shit.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.